Good afternoon. The Memphis Landmarks Commission is hereby, boy, that's loud, isn't it? Called to order for its regularly scheduled meeting of January the 23rd, 2025. My name is Cindy Grivich Tucker, and I'm the chair of the commission. Mr. Brett Ragsdale serves as the executive secretary of the commission. Mr. Ragsdale, may I get a roll call?
Yes, Madam Chair. Ms. Boyd?
Present.
Mr. Gill?
Here.
Ms. Love? Okay. Ms. Rainwater? Here. Ms. Tolbert?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Here.
Mr. Winter?
Here.
Vice Chair Doss? And Chair Tucker.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. The Memphis Landmarks Commission and the Historic District provisions are established to ensure preservation of structures that are of historic value to Memphis. Our function is to preserve significant resources, enhance community pride, and foster civic beauty and ensure compatibility within designated historic districts. The Commission is authorized to review projects and determine their appropriateness based on the design review guidelines. At this time, I would like to swear the staff in. You may remain seated. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. May I get a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Mr. Secretary, please provide us a secretary's report if there is one for this month, and then explain the procedure for this meeting.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do have a small announcement, a little small about, I don't know how many inches, how many pounds, but a new Penzas arrived on Christmas Eve, yes. And so that's why you don't see Aisha here, and Jeffrey as well. So they brought Matilda Mavi Penzas into the world, or Aisha did. Jeffrey had nothing to do with that. But on 12/24/2024, we'll have more details about the size and some photos we can email you guys. So I just wanted to make that announcement, and we're very happy for them. And with that, I'll go into the procedure for the meeting. I will introduce each case as listed on the agenda. Copies of the agenda are found in the right podium. For each case, staff with the Division of Planning and Development will give a presentation. At the conclusion of the staff presentation, the applicant will have a 5-minute rebuttal, 5 minutes to present his or her case. After the applicant's presentation, the commission will hear first from those speakers in support of the application, then from those speakers in opposition to the application, and the speakers will each have 5 minutes. And then finally, the applicant will have 3 minutes to provide rebuttal. These times do not include time for questions from and answers to members of the commission. The chair may provide additional time, provided both sides are given an equal amount of additional time. All parties who wish to provide testimony to the commission will be sworn in by the chair. If a member of the audience wishes to provide testimony in support of or in opposition to a particular case on today's agenda, he or she will need to fill out speaker's cards for the record. Speaker's cards are available at the front podium. Once filled out, speaker's cards can be submitted to any DPD planner at the left podium. We do not need speaker's cards from the applicant since their names are already part of the record. After all parties have been heard, the commission will close the public hearing, make a motion, and then deliberate on the case. All motions by this commission will be made in the affirmative. The bylaws governing the commission require the affirmative vote of a majority of the attending members to approve an application. The commission may also vote to hold an application for a period of 1 month. Madam Chair, I submit that all cases have been filed in proper order. All applicants have been notified of this hearing, and all notice requirements have been fulfilled.
Thank you. At this point, the commission will establish a consent agenda. To establish the consent agenda, the secretary will call out each eligible case. If any member of the audience or commission objects to a case being placed on the consent agenda, he or she should do so by a show of hands and when the secretary reads the case. Once the consent agenda is established, the commission will vote on all cases placed on the agenda as a whole and will not hold individual public hearings on each case. Mr. Secretary, which items on our agenda are eligible?
First, I will note that item number 4, COA 2024-155 at 2149 Brown Avenue in the Valentine Evergreen Historic District will be held this month. And so the consent agenda will be as follows. Item number 1, COA 2024-150, 1571 Court Avenue in the Evergreen Historic District. Item number 2, COA 2024-153, 969 North Willette Street in the Valentine Evergreen Historic District. And item number 3, COA 2024-154, 1041 Rayner Street in the Roselle-Ansdale Historic District.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as established by the secretary?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. I would like to remind the commission that by voting on the consent agenda, he or she affirms that he or she has read the staff report and is in full agreement with the conditions. Mr. Secretary, may I get a roll call?
Ms. Boyd?
Yes.
Mr. Gill?
Yes.
Ms. Rainwater?
Yes.
Ms. Tolbert?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Winter?
Yes.
Vice Chair Doss?
Yes.
Chair Tucker?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. If you are here for any of the cases just listed on the consent agenda, you have been approved. You do not need to remain at the meeting, but are welcome to stay for the remainder of the cases. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. At this point, I'd like to state that the minor COA applications as listed on the agenda have been reviewed and approved by the commission. The commission will now continue with the regular hearing of the major COA applications as listed on the agenda. Mr. Secretary, can I have the first case? But I know we're...
Thank you, Madam Chair. And we only have one case to hear today, and it was actually eligible for consent, but I know that the commissioners would like to hear a little bit more about it, and it's for a new historic district, and it's HDD 2024-0001, and it's the Carr Avenue Historic District.
Okay.
And
the applicant is present?
yes.
Would you come forward, please? Need to swear him in? Brett, do I need to swear her in?
Yes, I think so. And
Okay.
I think if you just wanted to hear from her, that, yeah.
Okay. Could you state your name and address?
Hunter Oppenheimer. I live at 2038 Carr Avenue.
Okay, just for the heck of it, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you. Could you go ahead? We're anxious to see your presentation.
Good afternoon. My name is Hunter Oppenheimer. Today, I am here on behalf of my neighbors to ask for your support and approval of our application to designate our block of Carr Avenue as a local historic district. This designation is essential for protecting the unique character of our block, preserving its architectural and cultural heritage, and ensuring thoughtful, community-oriented development for generations to come. Our block of Carr Avenue, running between Diana and Cooper, lies in the heart of the Idlewild National Historic District in Midtown. Despite this national recognition, we discovered in 2019, during the development of the adjacent Peabody Falls apartment complex, that there are no locally enforceable guidelines to protect our historic buildings or to ensure that future development aligns with the character of our neighborhood. This gap has left us vulnerable to changes that erode the identity and sense of community that make Carr Avenue special. This block of Carr Avenue acts as though a look back into Memphis's early 20th century history. Our block reflects the area's development as a streetcar suburb, where homes were designed for walkability, neighborly interaction, and community living. The narrow lots, homes set close to the street, and front porches encouraged spontaneous connections with neighbors on their walk home from the streetcar. This neighborly spirit is alive and well today. Our block embodies timeless values that resonate even in the modern era. It stands as an enduring example of urban housing that promotes connection, density, and sustainability, principles that align directly with the goals of Memphis 3.0. By designating Carr Avenue as a local historic district, we can preserve the legacy while guiding future development in a way that respects our history and embraces the needs of the present. Local historic district zoning provides critical protections that national recognition alone cannot, It would allow us to accomplish three things. One, safeguard our architectural heritage with enforceable guidelines that ensure renovations and new development align with the character of the neighborhood. Two, stabilize and enhance property values, supporting continued revitalization and contributing to the city's tax base. And three, to foster pride and community involvement by preserving the shared history that makes Carr Avenue a special place to live. Our application reflects the majority support of our neighbors. Out of 43 properties on the block, 63% of property owners signed the application. 18% do not support it, and we respect their perspectives. 18% have not provided feedback. We have made extensive efforts to engage all neighbors, listen to concerns, and address them thoughtfully through guideline revisions. We incorporated feedback to ensure the guidelines are practical, flexible, and respectful of modern needs. We moved away from a more strictly preservation focus, allowing the use of modern materials and contemporary interpretations that maintain design continuity. Clarifications. We explained key points, such as the non-retroactive nature of the guidelines, except for restoration of porches once removed if compatible with new designs should be put back. And finally, through Landmarks engagement, we invited representatives from Landmarks to a neighborhood meeting where they answered questions and addressed misunderstandings directly. These efforts have helped build understanding and trust, though not all concerns could be resolved. We recognize that some neighbors view historic district zoning as an unnecessary restriction on property rights. Others, particularly those who have seen the neighborhood's decline and renewal, understand the importance of protecting what remains of our historic homes. One dissenting property owner, a contractor who remodeled a property on Carr, expressed frustration with the oversight he experienced in another historic district. While we sympathize with his concerns, this example highlights exactly why we need guidelines to ensure that renovations and new construction respect the character of the neighborhood. For homeowner occupants like ourselves who plan to stay long-term, these protections are vital. For neighbors with unresolved questions, we have left the door open for continued dialogue. The application process includes 3 public hearings and an extended neighborhood meeting, ensuring everyone has the opportunity to be heard and participate. Carr Avenue is a microcosm of what makes Midtown Memphis special, a diverse community rooted in history, defined by its architecture and bound together by a shared sense of place. While we value the diversity of opinions among our neighbors, the majority agree that this historic district designation is essential to protecting what makes our block unique. By approving this application, you will help us preserve the architectural heritage, cultural legacy, and a sense of community that define Carr Avenue. We thank you for your time, your consideration, and your commitment to preserving the stories and places that make Memphis a city like no other. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for the applicant?
I have one quick question for staff. Do you feel like you have enough staff for a new historic district, Mr. Ragsdale?
Yes, I can answer that. Now, good question. We do feel like that this district, and as Ms. Oppenheimer mentioned, we have been working with them for a while, and the size of it and the way they've crafted their guidelines, we work closely with them. We think that this is something that we can definitely take on and manage.
It's a beautiful street.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look too,
It's a beautiful street.
yeah. Do I go for
If there are no other questions or discussion.
any other
then we can-
questions, any other discussion?
Have you all looked at
Discuss it amongst ourselves,
Okay,
please.
Sorry.
okay, so let's make a motion.
Michael, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a quick question for staff. I just want to know, have you all taken a look at the proposed guidelines?
Yes.
You're comfortable?
Yes, we reviewed them extensively and provided feedback and had some good dialogue and yeah.
Okay, good. I'll just a note for the neighborhood. I'm an architect, and I've also worked in historic districts that have guidelines, so I understand both sides of the coin. And I appreciate you referencing the contractor's experience as well. So sometimes the guidelines, even as an adjudicator of the guidelines, is difficult to interpret without the necessary specificity sometimes. So I suspect that staff has helped you work through that. And I hope that that's represented here so that we can be good stewards of your wishes.
Okay, so,
I do have a question. I appreciate the work, all the work that you all have put into this, and the area is very nice, and I understand you're wanting to be a historic district. My question is, and I apologize that I haven't had an opportunity, I'm kind of familiar with where the area is, but my question is how closely aligned is it to Central Gardens?
To what?
Central Gardens.
It's about 2 blocks outside Central Gardens.
Yeah, I think
To the
two,
east.
yes,
It runs between, Central Gardens ends at Barksdale. And if car skips a block and goes from Diana to Cooper. So it's about 2 blocks outside.
So it does border Belvedere.
no,
It sort
no.
of borders. No, it's outside of Belvedere.
She's Diana Cooper, sort of Peabody's your next North Street, and then Benton is your next South Street. It's very small.
yeah, if you,
It's way away from Belvedere,
yeah.
correct?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
East,
east.
east of Central Gardens, so
East,
it's,
Closer to Cooper.
yeah,
closer to Cooper than,
Wait a
yeah,
second.
2 blocks east of Central Gardens.
Yeah, Graham, yeah.
And I can probably help answer these, so I'm on the mic, so.
And is the whole thing within the
If you-
Idlewild
if you-
Historic?
Madam Chair,
National.
if I can answer some of these since I'm on the mic, or otherwise we might have them come up, but I'm happy to answer the ones that I know, so that's okay, I can,
Okay, do we need to have a motion?
yes. Does that answer your
Did you want to discuss
question, Ms.
more?
Boyd?
I still,
So.
Do you want to do
Can
you
I-
want us to discuss it, or do you
Yes,
want
I'd
to
like
discuss
for
it
us
with
to
her?
Okay.
Okay, so I need a motion in a positive. You want to do a motion?
I'd like to place a motion for COA 2024-001, Historic District, Carr Avenue. I'd like for us to approve it for discussion, please.
A second?
Second.
Okay. So we're just going to talk up here amongst ourselves. You'll hear us, and that's what we're doing now. Okay, go.
Question, in reading the report, I noticed that there are 43 homes on the block. And I did hear that Ms. Oppenheimer said that there were 63% of the homes signed the application. However, we got 17 responses.
No, 18% don't support it is what I wrote down.
18% doesn't
Isn't that what you said?
support it. However, we got 17 letters of approval,
Of support, I believe.
for support, my bad. 17 letters of approval, and that only constitute, what, about 15% of the 43 homes?
But I'm assuming those are just the people that.
Yeah, and the letters
What
of,
now?
Yeah, the petition,
It's a different thing.
the letters of support were just general
That's just a-
letters that anybody could send in that supported it. Wasn't necessarily from the residents of the street. Yeah.
They had a
there's a
petition.
that, yeah.
Okay, the petition had 63.
Is the 63 that support it.
Okay.
Your microphone on? Okay. Just making.
What percentage of the neighborhood has to approve this in order for us to approve this?
There's not a percentage. Correct.
That
And
was
this
set up a
still,
long time, when I was first on the commission, that was set up, that
yeah.
it was that way.
Right, there was a certain threshold. Now, and I will say, I think that Ms. Oppenheimer mentioned this, this does still have to get LUCB, a recommendation from the Land Use Control Board, and then that recommendation, along with this recommendation, whenever you choose, would then go to City Council. So it does have the process to go through that entire process before it is actually approved to become a historic district.
Based on that information, I'm satisfied.
Anybody else? We good? Okay, so we'll call for a vote.
Yes. Ms. Tolbert?
Yes.
Mr. Winter?
Yes.
Ms. Boyd? Ms. Rainwater?
Yes.
Mr. Gill?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Vice Chair Doss?
Yes.
And Chair Tucker?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Congratulations. All right, is that,
And that's all the business we have before the commission today. The next meeting, I think, is February 24th? 27th?
and
Oh,
when
there it
is,
is.
when is the next design, so we can, do you know that
I
date?
don't have that handy. We'll send out